The ignition system is used to start the engine on the ground and to restart it in flight. The system consists of two identical circuits for each engine. Each circuit is powered by a different power source, and each circuit powers a separate igniter. The system is normally controlled by FADEC channel A, with channel B operating as a standby. Each channel, A and B, can operate both igniters on the engine. The FADEC, otherwise called the Electronic Control Unit or ECU, receives inputs from the Engine Interface Unit or EIU. The inputs that are used by the FADEC for control of ignition and starting are shown on this frame. The engine mode selector has three positions. The crank position does not provide ignition. The normal position provides automatic continuous ignition according to specific conditions. The ignition start position provides ignition for start and is also used to manually activate continuous ignition. For ground start, the automatic start procedure is normally used. If the automatic start is not available, the manual start procedure is used. The following frames describe the operation of the igniters for both start procedures. We'll begin with the automatic start. For ground start, when the pilot uses the automatic start procedure, only one igniter fires. Now for automatic start, the ignition comes on automatically when the N2 reaches 16% and cuts off automatically when the N2 reaches 50%. If there's a delay of ignition operation for the ground start, both igniters, A and B, will fire. The FADEC alternates igniters for each start attempt according to the sequence shown. For ground start, when the automatic start is not available, a manual start procedure is used. For manual start, both igniters begin to fire immediately when the associated master switch is moved to on. As in the automatic start, the igniters automatically shut off when the N2 reaches 50%. For restarting an engine in flight, both igniters fire immediately when the master switch is moved to on. Continuous ignition is available to maintain engine operation. Continuous ignition can be turned on manually or automatically. Manual selection of continuous ignition when the engine is running is accomplished by selecting the engine mode selector to ignition start. Note, this action selects only one igniter. However, both igniters are automatically selected if the selected igniter has failed. If continuous ignition is desired immediately after engine start, the pilots will have to cycle the engine mode selector to norm and back to ignition start. This is because the igniters automatically shut off when the N2 reaches 50% during start. Automatic selection of continuous ignition occurs when the engine is running according to the conditions shown in blue on the logic diagram. Automatic ignition operates with the engine mode selector in norm and requires no crew action. According to this diagram, you can see that continuous ignition is automatically selected if a flameout is detected or the engine is running, but there's either a failure of the EIU, a flameout, or there's a delay of ignition coming on during the start. Note, the unnecessary use of continuous ignition will shorten the lifetime of the igniters. Therefore, the igniters are automatically turned off when norm is selected as long as the conditions for automatic selection of continuous ignition are no longer active. Now let's answer some questions.